This one's a little note here about the pelvic floor. So sometimes people think they have to tighten their pelvic floor the whole entire time they're doing their Pilates for an hour. Right? If they do that, they will fatigue their pelvic floor, or they'll cause themselves an issue where they can't then release the pelvic floor. So that's not right thinking, I don't think. You need to be able to tighten the pelvic floor, and you have to release the pelvic floor. Right? So it's an interesting concept, because you wouldn't think that you have to tell somebody to release, but a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I have to keep that tight the whole time. And then what happens is they fatigue, and for women, that can be that they're a little bit incontinent after for a while until those muscles can find themselves again. It can cause a nerve impingement in the pudendal nerve, which runs right in that area, and that's really painful. And it can cause people to get stuck, so they can't then have a hard time releasing their urine. So you really want them, I mean, it's pretty serious. So you really want them to learn to tighten and to release. Yeah. I think I did write a note in your book on that too, just to not in so much detail, but so that you can remember that.
It's nice that you talk about that, because a lot, when I took my postnatal Pilates mat, it created a problem to my pelvic floor.
Yes.
Because I was tightening so much. Now I'm working with a PT internal,
Yes.
that I was having a wall feeling, and I was not able to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Because she was saying like pelvic week is week, and so for me I was not able to move it anymore after a session. So and a lot of people don't talk about that.
No, a lot of people don't talk about it.
No, so I did an entire session at the PT to learn to release it again.
Yes. Yeah, no, it can be pretty serious.
Yeah.
People get it, a lot of times it's after giving birth too, just because things are weak and changed, and it's really hard to find that awareness. So you're women who have had children, it's a really important thing to talk about, both. And a question I always ask, and I did a whole article and course on this that I can give you information on if you want, but it's a good question to ask if they're having any incontinence issues for women who have had children, because a lot of them do, and they never get recognized, and the doctors don't talk about it enough. So it's really upsetting, I mean, for a lot of women. So
would you say also, so like for me, she was just talking like the teacher, the Pilates teacher in math was just talking about incontinence, which I did not have, but I had the opposite.
Right.
Would you be, I don't know, I know we're in the US, but for me, I was not able to have sexuality, and that was the first sign that it was too tight.
Yes.
Is it something that we can also
Absolutely
just say, because that's give an idea if it's too tight, that's the opposite problem?
So usually the way I wrap around that is to say, if you're not sure if you're contracting your pelvic floor properly, you really should try it out. And the way to figure it out is to feel it. And the best way to feel it is to feel yourself. In the shower, for example, is a great place to feel it. So you want to be able to feel like you can pull up and feel tighten. If you put your fingers inside, you will feel it tighten. And then you want to be able to release and feel it release. And if you can't do either, there's something not right about that. So, right, and if it's painful on either end, then there's something not right about that, and we should really talk about it. And then you want to refer them to, to be honest, the pelvic floor PTs are the best ones for that, rather than the OB. And the OBs do not address it enough. I mean, there's probably some out there, I just haven't found them, but the pelvic floor PTs are really fantastic in what they do. Yeah. So, but it is a great tool to use. And then on the total opposite side of that is talking to men about pelvic floor. Right? So men can use their pelvic floor. It's awkward sometimes for a woman to be talking to a man about.
How do you cue that?
So here's what, okay, I took a course, and this woman named Lynn Robinson was a teacher, and she's British, and she was here visiting. She said, it's so easy to talk about. All you do is you say to those men, okay guys, imagine with me here, you're wearing shorts, you're out at Chrissy Field, you decide you want to take a little dip, you start walking into that freezing cold water, and it's creeping up, and it's creeping up, and it's creeping up, and whoop, there's your pelvic floor.
So that's great, yeah.
So it makes it funny, the guys laugh. I've used it a few times. Some guys really get it, some guys are like, what are you talking about? Okay, here we go, start imagining, here we go, San Francisco Bay, right? cold water creeping up your legs, right?
What do you do? What do you
Yes,
naturally
what
do?
happens,
Yeah.
right, down there. So that helps them feel that, or know what to feel, or what they're looking for when you're talking about pelvic floor. So I can remind you anytime.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, so that's a really good way to get men to do it. But they can use their pelvic floors too, and they can release them. They just don't get as dysfunctional because of their anatomy, which is nice for them. But you can also get issues with coccygeal muscles. So with bowel movements, it can become a problem too. So the other issue with pelvic floor is that people want to squeeze and hold. That's not right. We don't want to squeeze and hold.
Right.
But there's kind of I think there's some misinformation. We get so one-sided that we say you're not allowed to tighten your butt at all. Like that should not tighten at all, but that's actually not true. You cannot fully engage your pelvic floor, I don't think, without some degree of lifting in your rectal area as well. Right? But you don't want to cue it from the rectal area because you can do that without your pelvic floor. Right? Try. I mean, you can do that and not engage your pelvic floor.
Yeah.
But if you engage your pelvic floor really well, there's a little bit happening back there.
Yeah.
Right? And that's normal. So it's about how you cue. I mean, some people think don't cue it, that way it doesn't happen, but I think tell them. Because if it's happening, then they may not even know that it's happening, but then if you bring awareness to it, then you can know that they're doing the right motion the whole way along. Yeah. So, yeah, pelvic floor is a big deal, but thank you for sharing that too.
Yeah, I wanted to share it because there's a lot of times just the spectrum of being too loose that
Yes.
giving birth creates stress also, and sometimes it's just
Well,
becomes
it's
too
a
tight.
reactive spasm, basically.
It's what I had, and like my classes made me so much worse. So, because it was just addressing one issue.
So I also have a client with a pudendal nerve issue, and so we don't cue her at all. She does not tighten her pelvic floor. Okay. We do not. We just don't do it. So if they've gotten to that point where they know what it is, they probably know what they shouldn't be doing. But it's just good to be communicating with your clients and know, and to ask. Those are good questions to ask. So we have a little checkbox on our intake form about being pregnant, and I always ask, do you have children? Have you had children? How long ago? How old are your kids? You know, so it's kind of around the way to ask those questions. And then, how did the birth go? Everything good? Anything I need to be aware of? And then you open the door.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.